I don't quite know when I decided to become an architect. I think I wanted to be many different things. I remember wanting to be a journalist as well. I wanted to be an archaeologist. I was also really interested in history and in writing. And sometimes when I think about the way that I practice architecture, I think that many of these different interests have found their way into the way that I practice. When I was in my final year of architecture school, myself and my friends spent lots of time in the city, being in Johannesburg, working to read and translate and explore it. And Counterspace was born out of this, I think, out of our own desire to create a different canon and to be able to find what we were missing, I think, in our architectural education. But also really, I think, to be able to hold the energy that we had and our interest in the city. That we were, well, I certainly was worried that I'd go into practice and become jaded. And so Counterspace was almost born as a resistance to that. My studio and my practice in general is really working to find design language and design expression for hybrid identity, contested territory, and I'm really interested in working to find form for the phenomena that I find and see in Johannesburg. If I think about these projects in my practice, I can see that many of them are seeds for thinking about the future of architecture differently. And I'm interested in how these experiments can push the discipline of architecture forward, both in how we practice architecture, but also in the forms that we have for architecture. So my hope is that I get to work on many more cultural projects, on projects that are concerned with our narratives and with manifesting our identities and who we are. So I'm really interested in working on museum projects, in working on schools and libraries and cultural institutions. But I'm interested really in understanding how we can reconfigure these so that we bring about difference. But I also hope that I'm still able to practice in the small ways that I presently do, and that my firm is always involved in research practice. And really in working on small, quick, experimental projects that test out big ideas.